Hi, everybody. Hey, how's it going? Allie, are you there? I think I lost her. Um, Let me try something. I'll be right back. Allie, are you there? Say something. We've been having some technical difficulties today, and um, Allie, I see your side of the screen is black, and um, I don't see you. Can you hear me okay, Allie? Hi, Mary. Hi, Lucinda. Can anybody else see Allie? I don't know if it's just me. Is it just show black on her side? I can't hear you, Allie, and I can't see you. So anybody else who is here, can you see Allison? And can you hear Allison? Or is it black beside me? Yeah, it's black. So Allie, maybe you can just pop back in, pop out and pop back in and see if that works. Yeah, we're getting a log. We can't see you. So yeah, Allie, see if you can pop in and pop back out. Pop back in rather, and we'll give it a minute, see if we can get this resolved. Hi everybody, thanks for joining us. Please bear with us with some technical difficulties. We've been experiencing this for the past 15 minutes, so I'm hoping we can get this to work. Yay!
Am I hearing
right. Yes, I can see you. Can everybody else see Allison? Yay! Hi everybody. All right, please comment and let us know if you can see her. Oh my goodness, we've got a lot of people in the house already here. Hey, Mikhail. Hi, Lucinda. Yes, she's on. Yay, you're there. Great.
Okay, cool. Finally.
All right. And can everybody hear her okay, too? Yes, hi, Allie. Yes, yes, yes. Got some yeses. Okay. So if any time along the way that you can't hear her or she's blacked out again or anything, please let me know in the comments, and we'll try and monitor this. I'm not sure if the connection between us is not very strong or what the problem is, but we'll give it our best shot. So thank you everybody for joining us today. Good old technology, you know, it's not my strong suit, but hey, we'll do the best we can. A couple of things I wanted to announce while you're here real quick is Saturday, the new moon, I'm doing a little meditation for manifestation, so please join me here at 8 o'clock Pacific time. And also, I also started a new group, so if anybody's interested in the new group, it's called Crystalline Sage, and it's just a sacred place for people to go to talk about their spiritual journey without judgment. So please consider that. Allie, I see that they're saying that you froze. Say something.
Can you guys hear me?
Yes, can you hear her? As long as you can hear her, that's the main thing. So please let me know if you hear her.
Get off and come back on again.
Hey Vanessa, yeah, let's go ahead and pop back out and come back in, and then I'll just keep talking. How's that? Because I've got a lot to say. You guys know me well enough. So we'll see how this. Okay, I hope that this sticks with us here. Yay! All right. All right, say something, Allie.
I'm here.
Okay, good.
Am I still frozen?
All right, I think as long as we can hear you, we'll be okay. So we'll go with that. Even if your screen gets frozen, we'll stick with the audio at least. So what we're talking about today are, you can bring your questions for crystals, angels, spirit guides, spiritual related questions, positive thinking, law of attraction. Let me tell you about Allie, and then I'll tell you about a couple of things that we're going to do here. Allie is a international psychic medium, healer, animal communicator, spiritual teacher, and intuitive life coach. And we met through a group, and I actually hired her to do some animal communication for me, and I was just amazed on how well she could communicate with animals on the other side. So if anybody wants to book a reading with her for any of those services, I will put her her link in the comments section and give you her web address. But it's also www.Allie.com. Is that right? Did I get it right?
Yes, you're right.
Okay, good. And she also has a group of her own too called Spirit Tribe, and that's a very spiritual, supportive group too. So if you're interested in that Facebook group, please pop on over there when we're finished and check that out. She's got things happening there every day of the week, I think. So it's quite active, a quite active group. So that's a great place. But what we're doing today is we're going to be asking or answering general questions. So start posting your questions and let us know where you're from too. I like to see how far around the world we are. But please post your questions for either one of us or both of us. And at the end, we will have Allie do like a group reading message for the whole group. We're not going to take like readings per se today because it's just too detailed and too much for a large group, and we only have an hour, so we want to get all the general questions that we can ask today as we can. So if you want to book a reading with her, I will give you the website again in the comments, and you can contact her directly, and I highly recommend. So let's get started. Hey, Allie, do you have anything you want to say before we start with some questions?
No, just thanks for having me here, and I'm really excited to be here and talk to everybody.
Great. I'm so glad to have you. We have become some good friends, and we actually even found out that we are soul sisters in past lives, and so we've got more exploring to do on that. But anyway, let me see what we have here. Hi, Shauna. It's nice to see you. Hi, Samantha. Hi, Lucinda. Nice to see you. It looks like Allie's screen is frozen, but we'll just stick with the audio, so we'll just go with it as it is. As long as you guys can hear her, she's okay. Let's see. Hi, Elizabeth. Nice to see you. Hi, Shannon. Shannon's asking if you have a message for her. We're not actually doing like specific readings for people. So if you have general questions for like any psychic development, mediumship, intuitive or crystal related or anything, meditation, that sort of thing, we'll be happy to answer any of those questions. This is kind of just a basic talk show format. I used to do group get-togethers, and I found this is kind of a good alternative to that. So, okay, let's see here. There's a question, Allie. Here's Vanessa. I know we're not getting into specifics, but I want to see if this is something that you can help her on a general basis here, a general term. Can you see this question? Can Allie tell me what's going on with my crisis emotionally and spiritually? Okay, so on a general terms, without getting into specifics and like a reading, what can she kind of do to get herself like unstuck, so to speak?
Sure. Yeah, the first thing I usually tell people, or that we usually dive into, is kind of taking a step back and looking at what lessons you're supposed to be learning from the situation. So you can kind of track this by looking at emotionally how you're reacting, what you're feeling emotionally, symbols that keep appearing in your life. But usually when we're stuck, there's a reason for it. Either we're supposed to be absorbing where we've been before we move on to the next phase, or sometimes if it's a really tough time in our life where nothing seems to be going right at all, where life seems to literally be falling apart, they kind of call these, when you're ready for more spiritual development and going to the next level spiritually, as dark nights of the soul or spiritual initiations. So it's a time when literally everything just goes wrong, and there are these times when you just feel like giving up, and it's not, we don't want to come to despair and that point of I just want to give up. It's really pushing us to become better and see the lessons. It's an opportunity for growth. It's an opportunity for healing. It's an opportunity to really, whatever lessons that you haven't learned yet, or that they've been trying to teach you that you haven't quite perfected yet. It's an opportunity to get past those lessons so you can move on. If you've been stuck in sort of patterns, you can probably break the pattern and move on with your life. So really understanding why you are where you are in the first place, how you got there, what you're supposed to be learning is definitely like the most crucial part for me, and what I kind of help people with, and finding the karma behind your situations. I love telling people and finding the whys so they can move on to how to get past it and what are the best outcomes.
That's so true. I just went through a really challenging situation in February, March, and it was very, very challenging, and I had to dig deep and find the life lessons and clear karma, and I did, and now I look back at it, it was a huge blessing that I took care of that stuff. So that's true. I mean, you have a lot of things to get through and to learn and to go through, and you have to experience these things to get to the other side sometimes,
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah,
I had sort of every couple of years I have like a dark night of the soul initiation again, where they're like, okay, it's time to get somewhere else. And yeah, from November to spring, there were a lot of lessons that they were like, we've been trying to teach you this a long time, you just haven't been getting it. Now you've really got to get it or you're not going to move forward. So I really had to dig deep and learn from it instead of being, what was me, why is this happening? You go, okay, what am I supposed to learn? How can I improve the situation? How can I move forward? So
if you can get out of that mindset and think that way, how can I learn? What can I learn? That will help so much. I totally agree with that. I forgot to mention, everybody, please share this with your page, share this out so that others can benefit from some of this information and, see what Allie has to say. And so, hi, Kat. Nice to see you. Hi, Ron. Nice to see you. Here's a great question, Kat. How to find your animal spirit? I can touch on that too. And Allie, what are your thoughts?
There's a lot of different ways. For me, it was the animals that I'd always have these kind of fantasies when I was really young, and I've had my psychic ability since I was a child. So it kind of like wherever I went, I always just kind of pictured certain animal groups with me. So I've always had horse with me. Horse has been with me since I was a child. I've always been obsessed with horses. Bobcat or cougar, they kind of intermix for me. Wolf and hawk whenever I'd have daydreams or even doing physical things, I'd always just kind of see or know that these animals were around me. And as I got older, crow and raven came in a lot. There's other ones that come in quite a bit for me now, owl. But just kind of looking back, especially when you're a child, like what animals was your favorite animal and why? Like why did you have this emotional connection to elephants or whatever the case might be? But you can also do guided meditations. I love doing guided meditations to work with spirit guides, angels. But you can definitely do guided meditations on YouTube or come up with your own and just ask what your spirit animal is, ask to see them, and really paying attention to your life. What animals do you constantly, like every time I leave the house, I see a bald eagle flying above my car. They seem to follow me. And what like weird interactions you have with animals that seem almost supernatural, like deer just come up to me. Or,
yes, things that just kind of happen like out of the ordinary, huh? Yeah. Yeah, I've had that too. I learned mine through meditation, and mine's my dominant one is a mountain lion, and I learned it through meditation. It came to me in a time when I was needed confidence, and that's told me that I am here for that. And I used that power to harness that, and I got through that phase and gained self-confidence. But most recently, I mean, some can stick with you, I think, for your whole life, and then some can come and go. But most recently, I have seen butterflies by an abundance come to me. I mean, really, so much so that they're like really like, wow, okay, they'll be like right in my face. And I think, okay, you're trying to tell me something because this is so out of the ordinary for me. And so I've decided, yes, they're here to tell me that I'm going through transition And actually, I'm looking to see what that is. I'm excited to see what that is. But I think when they come to you, that's not expected, and it's like it gets your attention. Really pay attention to that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Another day,
Yeah.
I was driving down the street, and the end of my street was filled with blackbirds. I mean, I thought, oh wow, because that never happens, never. So when you see something that's out of the ordinary, they're coming there to tell you a message. It might not actually be your spirit animal, but they're coming to tell you a message anyway. So,
yeah.
But yeah, that's a great question.
Yeah, butterflies have been huge for me the last couple years too. We're actually put it in my my logo instead of a crow or an owl or a horse. I used butterfly because I'm like, yeah, that's really perfect for where a lot of people are in this 2016, 2017 transition. And I know somebody, I saw a little comment up there that asked if you can have more than one spirit animal, and yes, you can. So horse has been mine since the day I was born. Wolf and bobcat and hawk, and then other ones have come in that have been with me since teenage years. Other ones come and go when I need them. Like porcupine came to me for like a week. So yeah, and I'm one of the only people I know. I think I have more spirit animals and more power animals and totem animals than I do like non-animal ones. Like I have just as many do.
Yeah.
Non-animal guys. So.
Oh, okay, great. So we have a question from Shannon. Would like to connect with angels and guides during meditation. Recommendations on how to go about that. Are you still there, Ellie?
Do you want to start or do you want me to?
Yes. Oh, go ahead. You're there. Yeah, go ahead. You can start.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah, guided meditations are really, obviously, very helpful to connect with your angels. Some people get frustrated because they might not see them the very first time they do a guided meditation. I find a meditation you feel really comfortable with that seems to kind of strike a chord on you. If you're not feeling, don't force yourself next one. But be really open, and they don't come through always the way that we want. Sometimes they're more of a shadow, or sometimes they can be a symbol. So don't anticipate necessarily what what might happen. Just be really open, stronger and stronger connection. Obviously, Debbie can talk about what's old and different things you can do and stuff you can always use. But really talking to them and build a connection outside of them. You can't just start talking to them, whether it's asking them for help or gratitude. Like, I just had a great day-to-day, thanks you guys, or you guys, I'm really frustrated, nothing's going right, you don't seem to be helping me, I keep asking. So they love us unconditionally. So sometimes we get we need to, but also outside of meditation, even before you do meditation, try to have to them. And also
I connected to mine through meditation, and I use still angelite, selenite, and opalite together. It's a good combination. But there's others. You can use celestite, you can use rainbow quartz, and my angel came to me. It took a while. It wasn't overnight. It took a little bit of practice to be open, like Allie said, and they came to me. It's not like what we see in pictures of angels. It's not like this. It's an energy. I see an energy, and it's just a very beautiful energy. And mine is more of a feminine energy, and it actually took me a while to get her name, but the more you practice and the more you do it, it'll come to you. And then you can start having conversations with them just really easily. Once you get to that point, you can talk to them very easily, and then it's there forever. I actually created a guided meditation just for this reason too. So if anybody's interested in that, please visit my shop, and it's under the shop under meditations. So something to consider. But I found that meditation is a really good way to start connecting, with your angels. So that's a great way to do that. Okay, so this is a good question. What crystals correlate to the tree of life and abundance focus? So abundance focus, let me start there. Good ones to work with would be emerald, jade, citrine, green aventurine, and clear quartz, and any combination of those. You can make your own little abundance grid. I just did a video on grids this week, so you can check that out. But what I'm not sure exactly what you mean by crystals that correlate to the tree of life for that part. Are you wanting to incorporate that with the crystals somehow? I mean, you could actually do a grid on a tree of life. Do you have any thoughts, Allie, on that? Oh, are you still there?
Well, that sounds great. The only one, the other one that I love using too is pyro. Can you?
Oh, your audio seems to be going in and out. I hope that's not me that's just hearing that. It was going really well for a while. Now it's kind of going in and out.
Okay. Do you want me to? Do you want me to leave and come back again?
Maybe. I do apologize, everybody, for the bad connection we have here today. She's going to pop off and then come back in and see if that refreshes things for us. So while we're doing that, Vanessa, I will answer that. Any crystals for the overcome the state of being? I think it was you were asking about emotional issues. So I would start, Vanessa, with crystals. Hey, Allie, I can see you. Yes, you're back. Yay. Good. So, Vanessa, I would start with ones to help heal your heart. Rose quartz is an excellent crystal to help any emotional issues. And it helps you heal your heart, find your self-love, help you with the grieving, help you release, any of those emotional feelings. It can help you forgive yourself, forgive others. That's a really, really good one to start off with. And then you could also work with amethyst to bring in some peaceful energy. Those are two I really recommend for anybody suffering from any kind of heavy emotions or that sort of thing. So let's see here. Hi, Mary. Okay, this is a great question, Mary. How to develop a gift for, to help others. I think we all have these gifts. Everybody does. And just starting to develop them, learn them, feel them, and go with your intuition. How do you feel about these things? A lot of times it's hard to come out of the box, out of the closet, whatever you want to call it. But that's a big block, I think, is coming out of the closet of how you feel, how you believe. And once you can release that, then things start to open up and you become your true self and the gifts develop more and more and more. So what do you think, Allie?
Yeah, my biggest suggestions, and I wrote an article about this, is trusting, believing, and allowing are your three biggest tools and tools to get around. You really have to trust the information coming through, that it's not your imagination, that it is divine. You have to really allow it and surrender into it instead of controlling how, where, or how it comes through, just allowing. And then really believing in yourself. Yes, I am capable of this. I'm not crazy. Getting that validation. And it kind of depends. I give people a lot of tips on how to develop their gifts. So it kind of depends which clair you have, if you have all of them, clairaudience, clairsentience, claircognizance, clairvoyance, or if you're specifically talking about, being an empath. And I know you mentioned empath in the question. So learning to develop that is, one, having really good boundaries and really good protection for yourself, and checking in with yourself multiple times a day, like before you even get out of bed, how am I feeling today? And knowing how you feel, so then when you go out to work or to the mall, out into the world, you will say, okay, I wasn't feeling like this 2 seconds ago. Maybe it's the person next to me that I'm picking up on, because I wasn't sad and now I'm really sad. So really getting in, trusting yourself, getting in tune with yourself, understanding your emotions, what they mean, what they're trying to tell you, because the universe speaks to us in symbols and emotions, not language. So as an empath, we feel everything a lot more. So yeah, those would be, as far as starting out with being empathic, I would definitely say checking in with yourself, knowing yourself, and having really good boundaries and shielding yourself.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. So here is her website in case anybody would like to book an appointment with her or get more into, just start a conversation with her somehow. So we'll put that up again in a little bit. So that's a great question. And I think a lot of people are afraid to even broach that topic of starting to discover their gifts. But if you start thinking about it, then it's go with it. I mean, don't hide it. Don't hide it. Everybody's unique and special, and they all have, special and unique qualities and things they can bring to all of these things. So be yourself. So let's see here. All right, Elizabeth. Doing this mediumship development and was amazed the first mini readings that I did. Do you think I was just luck, or is it keep coming to you naturally? Oh, that's a great question. All right.
For me, yeah, I've never done like mediumship classes or anything. It's just always come to me naturally, especially with deceased people and animals. But now I channel a lot more. But a lot of times the first readings you do, and I know for me it was the same, you're really specific and you get really great information. And part of that is because Source, Spirit, whatever you want to call it, really wants to validate that you're doing this and that you can do this. And they want you to know that you are capable of it. So they really make sure that, like, yep, we're going to make these go amazing for you. So you trust it. And that's not to say every reading is going to feel like the perfect, best reading you've ever done. But you'll have some where you connect really well with people and some where you can't connect. And it depends the person you're reading for. It depends how open they are. If they're super skeptical, even I have a harder time reading for them because they put that block up. Or, no matter what you say, I've done names of people, their hobbies, their interests. And well, what was his secret hobby? Well, what was one thing he always used to tell me? And no matter what you give them, it just won't validate it for them. They just keep not believing. And just understanding that it's not your job to convince them. It's not your job to prove that psychics are real. It's only your job to give messages and to kind of be the translator. So being the channel and not having to worry about, that reading wasn't perfect. I didn't connect enough. I didn't get the information she wanted. It's like you're just here to provide what you're able to provide.
Mm-hmm. You know what I found too, doing angel readings is more my thing. And I have found a lot of times when somebody asks a question and I get the cards and I start interpreting what I get and getting the messages or whatever it is, that a lot of times it doesn't correlate to the question that they asked, although the message does. It's like a deeper level. It's like underlying. It's deeper than what they were thinking in the first place. So, and sometimes I will get questions like email or remotely, not face-to-face like this, and they just ask a question and the answer just does not make sense to me at all because I'm thinking, this has nothing to do with what they're saying. But when I tell them, they say, oh, it really resonates with them. It's what they're going through. So you've got to trust yourself too. Trust that what you're getting is right and don't let your head get in the way. Go with your intuition, your true feelings, your true heart, your true.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Carol says hi.
Hello.
Hi, Christine. How do you charge crystals? I have found the best way to charge them, to re-energize them, is put them under the full moon. There's a 3-day window, the day of, the day before, and the day after. You can also charge them by sound, like if you have a singing bowl or I have one right here. You can see like a singing bowl, just put the crystal next to it and ring the singing bowl. And sound works well. Or you can sage. To cleanse them, you can sage and do the sound also. Running water, you can cleanse them that way if you want to cleanse them. Cleansing and charging are two separate things. But some things can work for both. So, but I really, really like the full moon energy. So try it next time. Hold your crystal and feel the energy before you put it out in the full moon. Just feel it, feel how it feels. And then put it out under the moonlight that night. And then the next morning, go bring it in, compare the energy from what it was before. And you'll be amazed it's like a little happy thing. It's just like energized and happy and refreshed. Oh, okay, here. This is Mikhail, good friend of mine. What is the main law that psychics should follow? That's a good question.
There's a couple that I really, having been to psychics of all kinds, always doing it out of love, getting ego out of the way. Again, not trying to prove anything to anybody or being the best. I'm better than this psychic. I'm better than that medium. Really always coming from a place of love and reading for somebody's highest good. So a lot of people come to me and they want to know, a specific question, and their guides don't even want to talk about that because it's such a little issue that they want them to really see a bigger picture or focus more on something else. So really is that you're coming as a light worker and not just doing it to impress somebody or not just doing it for money, to really be there to support and serve people. And yeah, again, just do it out of love and out of servitude and not out of some of the more ego-based reasons for doing it. For me, that's one of the biggest things. When I see a psychic, I can tell right away if they're doing it like they just want my money and they're just going to answer the questions and be done with me, or if they're really there to help and support and heal me. So that's kind of the big one that I think every psychic, if you really want to get into the servitude and not just using it for your own, benefit, which is fine too. Not everybody's supposed to do this as a living. But if you are doing it as a living, always making sure you're coming from a place of love and service and support to whoever is coming to you. Because usually people are pretty vulnerable when they're coming to see you, and they're coming to you with very specific things that they need help with.
Right, that's true. Yeah. Mikhail had emailed me earlier in the week, and he asked another question related to this. Mikhail, I don't know if you've asked it here or not, but I'll ask on your behalf. And he wanted to know, do you know anything about psychics preferring Roman law or Greek law, or do you know anything about that?
Yeah, if you could, Mikhail asked more, is there something more specific about that you want to know, or what precisely are you asking about, I guess?
Yeah, maybe that's it. Why it's a little deeper into your question. So we'll see if we can catch up with you in a few minutes and see if you can get a little bit deeper of what you're looking for. Okay. Hi, Jorlene. Nice to see everybody. Hey, Kat says thank you. Hey, Carol. I can't keep up with all these. Can we have more than one? I think you're asking about spirit animals, right? Yes. Or angels too. You can have more than one angel, more than one spirit animal, more than one spirit guide. Boy, I've got a whole crew back here. I'm sure Allie does too.
Yeah.
Everywhere. They're always with you. So the more you learn of them, the more you get a relationship with them, and the more you can work with them. So you'll start to get, you'll get familiar with your group, your team.
Yeah. I call them my spirit tribe because they're just a bunch of random spirit guides, angels, archangels, ascended masters, deities, animals. They're all over the place. So yeah, I got a bunch of them. But yeah. It's very rare that I run into somebody with just a couple. Like most people have a multitude of help on the other side.
Right. Hi, Nikki Lacey. Peggy asks, do you know the name of my spirit guide? We're not getting into specifics today because of this. We can't do that for everybody and get a lot accomplished in this format today. Although we might discuss some sort of arrangement for a future meeting like this. But on the general terms, Allie, what would be the best way for Peggy to find out on her own?
Yeah, you can do guided meditations that we talked about earlier, where you can actually ask your spirit guide what their name are, and I have learned my spirit guides names through that. If you do automatic writing, that's definitely another way that you can do it. I don't recommend doing that for beginners because you are kind of letting something else control your hand, so that's kind of a more, when you're more adept, you can, and have the right kind of protection for that, you can do that. But yeah, the guided meditation is great for that. If you have clear audience, just asking and listening for it, asking to them. You can ask for them to come to you in your dreams if you usually remember your dreams, and you can journey with them, and they'll respond to you that way and have conversations with you in your dreams. And you might wake up and remember their name, or it might you might all of a sudden just ask for their name, and you might all of a sudden everywhere you go, everybody you meet is their name is Katie, and every post that comes up is by a Katie, and every article is by a Katie, and it's like, I keep seeing all these Katies. It's like, well, then they're probably trying to tell you something.
Yes. I've had clients like that too, where I would tell them their spirit guide or their angel names, actually, and then all of a sudden they said they saw that name like all over the place, and they're unusual names. Then it just pops up all over the place, just as a confirmation. So it's like, yes, they're telling you, yeah, that's true. So just be aware. Yeah, be aware. And like she said too, dreams, meditation is a really good way to connect and find that out. That's how I found out all of mine, is through meditation. And just try to connect with, connect with them and give it some time. Sometimes it can take a while. So don't get frustrated. Give it some time and be open to receiving this information. So you could work with some angel light to get good connection with the angel realm. So try working with that too. Hi, Tammy. Hi, Noni. Nice to see you. She says the moon really works. Yes, for charging crystals. Yeah, it's awesome. It's just really good energy. Hi, Tony. Nice to see you. Oh, Karen, thank you. Everybody's so sweet. Here we go. Here's Mikhail. Heard the police follow Greek law, but I'm curious.
If you're talking about
so I wonder if he's asking if you specifically follow certain rules. I wonder if is that kind of what he's asking. Do you follow certain rules or guidelines? Yeah.
I follow. I mean, I'm Wiccan, so a lot of that has to do with like the Wiccan law of harm none and know thyself, all of that. So I mean, and some of that comes from those as well. I know our legal system and stuff follows more Greek than the Roman, which I think you were talking about. But yeah, everybody has to kind of adhere to their own kind of laws and ethics. I don't know anybody that specifically follows one or the other. Obviously, a lot of people are from different religions will follow, their religious beliefs of how they incorporate things. But spiritually, do things out of love. I mean, those are kind of the backbones behind every religion and every philosophy that tries to better society. The most of the people that I know, we just kind of have our own, what works for us ethically, where some people ethically don't do something this way, but other people are okay with that. And you just have to know kind of what's in your heart, because everybody's paths are different. Everybody's realities are slightly different. So, I try to do things very, integrity seems to be my kind of guide stone too, of, well, if this doesn't align with my integrity, then I'm not going to do it. If working with this client somehow it doesn't feel right to me, I don't feel like I can provide, a clear path for them, or their energy doesn't work with mine, then I'll just say, hey, I know some other people that might be great for you, so here's their name. I mean, everybody kind of, there's no written law, like if you're psychic, you have to follow these guidelines, you have to do this.
Yeah, okay. That's good. That's good to know. Thank you. All right. Okay, what else do we have? Here we go. Steffi, nice to see you, Steffi. Thanks for coming in. Big energy shift the next 3 days, and that we should be positive.
Yes.
I think we should be positive all the time, but that's just me. Try and keep positive in all circumstances, regardless, but...
and today is the summer solstice, the 20th, 21st, but today, if you're in the northern hemisphere, obviously it's summer. The southern hemisphere is the winter solstice. So that is this is one of the most magical, powerful days of the year, and it's a big shift. It's where, it's the longest day of the year where the day starts, which is a little depressing. But it's also the new moon on Friday. So we have a lot of like these new beginnings, these transition shifts, moving from one phase to another. And really where we set up the beginning of 2017 up to this point, and then the equinoxes and the eclipses this fall, you're really setting yourself up for how you want the rest of 2017 to go. So yeah, you definitely want to be positive. You definitely want to work on your manifesting, whether, you know, it's abundance or love or healing. Really keep that your focus right now on your lodestar, and really, yeah, keeping your vibes as high as possible. And I've been telling all my people too, like, this is one of the days you really want to spend time outside. You want to clear your energy, go sit under a tree with your back against the tree. But even if you're not a nature person, just getting outside for a little bit is going to be great energy and great healing and great, just, yeah, energy for you to be able to use right now.
I have always loved the sun solstice, always. It's just, yeah, before I knew anything, really, I loved it because it's the longest day, and that just to me was so special. So, yeah, I'll definitely be outside a little bit later when it cools off some. So, but yes, keep positive and keep your manifestation thoughts, and join on Saturday for a little guided manifestation exercise that I'm going to do, and it's work on whatever you want to manifest. It's up to you. So that's a great question. Thank you, Steffi. All right. Oh, isn't this interesting, Ray Dawn? I think we just answered that. So if you have any more on that, we'll try and get a little bit deeper. But oh, thank you, Deanne. I appreciate that. Oh, that's so sweet. I hope that Allie would love to come back, because I would love her to come back in the future. So we'll see if we can't work that out. So yeah, I'm sorry we had a kind of a rough start, but I think we worked out the bugs.
It's probably my fault. My energy and technology doesn't always cooperate, so I have a lot of these problems.
Well, technology is not my strong suit either, so that's probably our vibe together. So we'll have to work on that. So Joy, what crystals would you recommend to assist in my spiritual journey? Perhaps a crystal that works well with connecting with my guardian angel. I recommend definitely Angelite. I'm sorry I don't have a lot of these to show you right here. But Angelite, Opalite, Selenite, Celestite. I'll say those a little slower. So it's Angelite, Opalite, Celestite, Selenite are very good to connect to your higher guides, your angels. So just hold them in meditation, and just try and meditate for at least 20 minutes a day with holding these crystals, and you'll get to the point where you start to hear things, see things, feel things, and that's your messages from your guides. So then the more you develop it, the more you work with it, the more you'll understand these messages, and you'll be able to communicate while you're in meditation. You'll have like actual conversations with your guides, and you can go into a meditation asking a question, you know, what happened with this such and such today? Why did that happen? And you can ask your angel or guide, and they can, you know, you can actually hear or feel their answer. So those are really good crystals to start off with. And if you want to get into some really, really deeper meditations, I would suggest a rainbow quartz or an aurora quartz. Rainbow is a little bit more easier to come by. Aurora is a little bit harder to find. But I do have a lot of these on my website too, so check those out. And we can get you some stuff to get started. So.
Ooh, can I get one?
Yeah. Yes.
I love, for spiritual development too, black obsidian used with rose quartz, because black shadow work, it's great for looking at what is within us that needs to be healed. So it can be very confronting, because it's sometimes the things we don't want to see about ourselves. So that's why we use the rose quartz with it, because we get that unconditional love and nurturing with the rose quartz. So I'll use one in one hand, one in the other, usually the black obsidian in the right.
That's a good compliment. Yeah.
And so it's so important to do that shadow work again and again and again during spiritual development. It'll become a cycle. Okay, now I have to do more shadow work. Now that's coming up again. So, you know, your ego and all that kind of stuff is in there. So black obsidian and rose quartz together, I definitely recommend to gotta work to propel yourself further into your spiritual path, I should say.
I like those two together. That's a good compliment. It's very strong and very calm, so balanced too.
Oh, and Cornelia is one of my favorite for persistence, to keep going forward through all your obstacles. Cornelia.
I mean, there's so many. Once you get started in the crystal world, there's so many that you can use every day for different things. So you'll find one, and you'll start with another and another. So, it's an ongoing process. With all of this work, really, it's the same thing. It's just ongoing, So, Mary, do either of you follow a daily ritual that clears you and objects you to your higher self? I'm not sure what the objects part means, but do you want to start with this, Allie? Do you have a...
Sure. Yeah, so I've been a little lazy about my daily rituals lately, but it is doing a gratitude journal every morning, followed by some saging, some smudging. It's just sage. If I need something more potent, then I'll use one of my incense that I make myself. But I also have a drink that I usually do every day, which is apple cider vinegar with mother, raw honey, saffron, water, and lemon. It's really cleansing and purifying, and it's really supportive of my spiritual practice. So doing all of those every day I find really beneficial. The meditation is especially important, even if that's just drawing some oracle cards for myself. But yeah, and all of those will get you in touch with your higher self. So kind of, I think by objecting to your higher self, like, it kind of makes your higher self kind of there in front of you. Yeah, anytime you're doing anything, any sort of meditation is really opening up to communicate with your higher self, to get in contact with your higher self. So even during psychic work or during pulling oracle cards, you're communing with your higher self. And there's a lot of little rituals and little meditations I do when I'm feeling like I'm not connected with my higher self, that help get me there as well. And a lot of it is just really taking the time to tune in with me and really kind of focus on that and use visualizations if I'm not connecting.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, that's great. I love that idea of that drink. So you might have to post that for us later. I do like a little ritual every morning and night, and then I have things throughout the day too. I do, first thing when I wake up, I give my gratitude list of whatever I can think of, just grateful for anything that comes to mind. And then I do that again at night. And sometimes I'm so grateful for everything that's happened through the day that at night I'm just like smiling before I just go to sleep. So it's just an amazing process. And the more you're grateful, the more positive, good things come to you. So, so I do the grateful, my gratitude things first off, and then I do my I ams to keep myself in a very positive state. I am healthy, I am beautiful, I am whatever the case may be, whatever comes to me. And that's kind of how I start my day. And then I do meditate every day because that really connects me. Every day it keeps me really, really strongly connected. And if I miss a day, I feel kind of like, oh, darn, I missed a day. I just really need that. But I do some like little mini meditations too before a reading or before a client appointment, before and after, to prep myself, connect myself, and afterwards to cleanse and break cut the cords. And I ask for protection every day in the morning and night from my guides, and before and after an appointment too. So there's a lot. There's a lot, but I think once you get into a routine, it's easier to, it doesn't seem like a lot. You just do it. So it's just kind of like a routine.
Yeah.
So that's,
and I love the affirmations and the mantras you're talking about. I find that's really important too. Just as soon as I wake up, either saying what I'm grateful for or, what kind of day I'm going to have, just kind of focus my intention for the day in a little like one sentence blurb, and I might say it 3 or 4 times just to kind of clear the way.
Yeah. And I do ask my spirit guides too, to please help me through the day, and whatever, if I think of something that might be challenging along the way, I ask them to please be with me during this time and to, help things go smoothly and that sort of thing too. So, all right, Dawn, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. I love you guys. This is so fun. We've got 27 people here, and this is so much fun. I wish that we could be here much longer, but please let me know if you would love to have Allie come back, because I would. So comment below. Let's bring her back. So Lucinda, what are some of the protection practices before giving a reading? So I think we probably both have some of those. So what are yours, Allie?
Well, I always try to do my readings in my sacred space, which is my loft, which is this environment. So, I mean, I clear this space a lot. I don't even need to set like sacred space when I walk into that, because it just has that energy. But I always ask my Archangel Michael especially, but my spirit guides to protect the area, to protect me and the person I'm giving a reading to. I usually keep certain crystals like black tourmaline and black obsidian on my table with everything to just help with that. What else do I do? And just hold the intention. I used to not do it quite and I did have some bad experiences, so I learned very quickly when you're working with a lot of people, and especially strangers, it's really, I can't stress enough how important it is to ask for protection, to have the intention to be protected, visualize certain like shields. I use the pyramid of protection a lot if I'm really feeling like there's something around, or that somebody's coming in with a lot of negativity, or if somebody's coming, I do a lot of like negative entity clearings lately. So I use that a lot to keep my energy from being obstructed. So.
Yeah. Mine is very similar. I would ask, I always ask Archangel Michael to surround me in his light before a reading or a session. And then I always ask him at the end to cut the cords and to clear me, because there have been times where I've forgotten that, and I really ended up in a bad place because of it. And it went quick too. It was like boom, and things start to just really go downhill really fast until you cut those cords. So it's really important to cut the cords. And I sage a lot. I sage, oh gosh, I sage myself a lot. I sage just outside. I don't do the space that often, maybe once or twice a month, because I feel it's okay. If I need it more, I will, but I will go outside and sage myself just about every day, just to clear and cleanse. So, but I do ask the angels and the guides to be with me through the reading or the session, the healing session, and just to, you know, speak through me what they want to say, and just protect both me and the client, and, you know, that kind of thing. So that's great. Thanks, Lucinda. Joy, rainbow quartz, is that similar to rainbow fluorite? No, it's two completely different crystals. Rainbow quartz, I don't have one to show you handy, but if you hold it, it's a clear quartz, but it has rainbow inclusions in it. And when you hold it like in the sun, you see just brilliant rainbows all through it. A rainbow fluorite is green, purple, and clear. And it's two completely separate types of crystals and properties too. So, I hope that helped you there. Do you have any anything else you want to add to that? And she says, thank you so much. Oh, you guys are awesome, awesome, awesome. Okay, let me see if we can get a couple more in really quick, and then oh, there you go. Come back, come back. Come back. All right, Allie, I think we have it in writing, and my verbal request, I hope that convinces you to come back.
I love it. I love you guys.
Carol, Deb, did you mention that you also work with pendulums? I do work with pendulums, and a lot. And matter of fact, I'm going to have a little class on that, or live stream later this week. So watch for that. I'm going to explain how you can do it yourself. And then I'll do some little pendulum readings at the same time. So I love working with pendulum. Do you work with one?
Not a lot. I have one, but I tend to just work with my clairs most often, or I'll do some cards too, but I tend to not work with tools because I tend to question the tools more than I do my other shaking, what's going on. So I have one, but no, I don't use it as much as I probably should.
I will use, there's a lot of times when I get something, you know, intuitively, and I'm just like, okay, I'm going to check with the pendulum just to double, you know, verify, if you will. And I like it for that. Or if it's just a quick yes or no, I need a quick yes or no answer because I'm questioning myself. Then I'll ask that. And I do it for readings too, for people that want like yes or no questions, specific questions that's just a real quick yes or no answer. So I'll use it for that too. So, so watch for that this week, Carol. I have that on my list, and I know you asked me to do a show on that. So you're next. So keep an eye out, and I will let you know when that's scheduled. This is a great question, Shannon. Is there a difference between angel and spirit guide? I agree. Yeah, there is. Yeah.
So an angel, usually, not all the time, but usually they haven't been in the incarnation period. So they haven't been through our cycle that humans go through, or they haven't been human before. But angels are the highest vibration closest to source or spirit or heaven, whatever you want to call it, God. Where spirit guides are in the incarnation period with us, or the incarnation cycle with us. And usually they're people that we have had past lives with, that we have a spiritual relationship with, and we have a contract before we're born that, hey, will you stay on the other side and be my spirit guide, and maybe I'll do it for you, or whatever, however the contract goes. But we'll talk about that beforehand, and we have a contract with them that says, yes, there will be our spirit guides. And usually those are the ones with the contracts we have from the time we're born to the time we die, where other spirit guides and angels, again, some angels are with us from the time we're born to the time we die. Some spirit guides and angels just come in to help us with specific things. So if you need help going through a divorce, or you're a brand new mother or something, you might have ones that just come in just for that situation, and then they leave once you have it under control. So yeah, the vibration is a little bit different. What they're kind of made out of, the energy, how they feel, how they speak, where angels kind of have a sense of humor too, but spirit guides are the ones where if somebody's going to swear or say something really blunt, it's going to be a spirit guide, where angels try to make it very high vibrational, all the messages. They try to always put like the positive twist, where spirit guides sometimes will just be like, oh man, what did you do to yourself? They'll kind of have that kind of tone sometimes. So you can kind of, by like the words and the phrases they use, I can usually tell the difference between who it is. I'm like, okay, an angel would not say that, so that's one of your spirit guides.
I think a lot of people too lump all of the different guides into one word, saying spirit guides. I think a lot of people say that, and I'm bad about that too. But you do have different ones, and there's different levels. Like there's the angels, there's the archangels, there's the ascended masters, there's the gods and goddesses, and the fairies, and there's so many, and the past. You even have passed over loved ones that are on the other side that can help you. So there's so many out there. There's so many levels that isn't even touched them. I mean, it's so many. But I think a lot of us put it into a bowl, calling it spirit guides, but they are different. They're all different. They all offer different things. So yeah. We are almost out of time, but Allie, I wonder if you can do a group reading for us, pull a card for us, and give us a message that we can all take away today as what we should do, what we should focus on. So something that we can think about and see what you get.
I had to laugh. So 3 cards came up, but the first one that I asked for one, and this one came up, so I had to laugh at this card, and then I asked for another one just to make it a little more fun, and 2 came up. So the first one is trying to get it up. Scrying, yes. Which is all about intuition. So they're really telling you to trust yourself, use your intuition. If you haven't heard of scrying, try it. Apparently they want you to try. That's where you look into a crystal ball or bowl of water. I personally don't scry, but I have crystal balls all over just because crystals obviously are great energy. But yeah, pay attention to your intuition. Get in touch with that. Everybody has it. Use it. Trust it. The next one is unnecessary fear. It's the graveyard card. There's 2 kinds of fear. There's survival fear that tells us, hey, somebody's following us, I need to get somewhere safe. There's a wolf in the bushes, don't go near the bushes. And then there's ego-based, tries to keep us comfortable, but doesn't let us grow either. So it's what happens if I do this? How long will it take? What am I going to see along the way? What if it doesn't work out? It's all those what ifs. Don't pay attention to those. follow your heart, keep going forward, let go of all those fears and all those things you can't control, because those are always going to be there. Don't let them hold you still. Don't let them get in the way of your journey and where you need to go. And the last one is one of my favorites. It's the Black Cat card. So black cats are actually good luck, and it's about when fortune and opportunity meet, that's when your luck changes. So it's really saying there's a change in your luck, and with the solstice and the new moon energy coming in, it's perfect. So really manifest, keep your energy high, keep that positive thoughts in motion, so you can really capitalize on the energies that are coming in to really get as much great things coming to you and a change in fortune and good luck that everybody here deserves.
Oh, thank you so much. That's awesome. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Thank you, everybody, for joining us. I'm sorry our hour has ended already. It's gone by so fast. And I've had an awesome time. I hope that you have too. Please let us know if you enjoyed this and if this is something you'd want to do again. I'm trying to do this talk show with various different people like every week. And if I don't have a guest, it'll just be me. But I can tell you now that Allie will be back. So I'm so happy, Allie. Thank you so much for taking your time today to come join us and share your gifts and your knowledge and your beautiful self. I really appreciate you, and I love you.
I love you too. And thanks everybody for being here and having me here. I hope I helped in some way and helped answer your questions. So I had a great time, and I can't wait to be back and talk to you all again.
All right. Okay, until next time, watch for the pendulum class later in the week, and stop by on Saturday for the guided meditation for manifestation. And I guess that'll do it. All right, crystal blessings to you all, and I'll see you next time. Okay, bye.
Bye.